I was waiting for the gospel choir to come up behind you. Like, yeah.
We can see that was Joel.
Yeah. So once again, welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Palm Springs. I want to read to you one of the lines on today's daily affirmation in our Science of Mind magazine for October. Because my whole being is the life of God in me, I have nothing to fear. Because my whole being is the life of God in me, I have nothing to fear. I'll talk about this. I want to talk about fear for just a moment. And this is what I want to say about fear. Get over it. If the whole being of God is my life, I have nothing to fear. And yet, where do we go? Most of us, on a daily basis, find ourselves walking into some place that is about fear or doubt or uncertainty or lack or limitation. And we find ourselves questioning what is our purpose in life. And then we begin to go down that rabbit hole that takes us into an experience of something less than the perfection and the magnificence of who we are right here, right now. Is that not true? Yes. Okay, some of you aren't sure about that. Let's say that again. Is that not true? Yes. You are whole, perfect, and complete. The essence of that which is the perfection that has created the entire universe is already there within you. There is nothing to fear. So get over it. Get on with your life. Get on with your life into this presence, into this essence, into the magnificence of who you are. Are you going to have some challenges? Yes, you will. Is life going to present things to you that you're going to have to move beyond and above and outside of? Yes, it is. Because what I understand is that there is an opportunity for us in this experience called life, because we have been brought forth here out of the idea that is the perfection of spirit, to have an experience, to have a purpose that says that we can evolve into something even more magnificent than we are today. And I know this, and I have evidence of this, because when I look at the history of humankind, I realize that where we started from some few million years ago and where we are today is an incredible evolution that is going on in the consciousness of each and every individual, this thing that we call the human race. Now, I realize that not everybody is there. I've seen some people walking down the street that seem to be part of that, or have missed that link in the evolution that brought the rest of us to where we are today. And it's only because they forgot. They didn't remember. I have an acronym that I picked up someplace. I borrowed it from somebody, or I stole it from somebody, or I read it someplace. I don't know where it was. But I remember many, many years ago coming across the acronym FEAR, false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. We think that it's real. When we move into an experience where we are, let's say, having a lack in limitation, we found that our financial prosperity is not where we would like it to be. And so we start moving through life looking for all of the evidence, because this is the characteristic that makes humans unique. We are forever seeking. We want to find the evidence. That's why we're scientific, because we want to discover what is the truth. And so we start looking for the evidence to prove why our experience is the way that it is. And so we discover all of this false evidence. Well, the reason I don't have any money is because the government has taken it all away from me. See, here's my tax report. There's my evidence. So we create the evidence. We can find something that on the surface we believe and we practice and we declare that this is the proof of why I am where I am today. Not because I had anything to do with it, not because I forgot to go and apply for that job, or not because I didn't do the work that was set out for me, or not because I didn't put the check in the bank account in order for it to get there before everything else, all of the bills arrived. It had nothing to do with me. It had to do with somebody or something someplace else, and I have the proof. False evidence. And we can find it easily. We have that power and that presence within us to discover all of the false evidence that we want to somehow get us off the hook, to get us out of our responsibility, to make us right. Because isn't it more important that we're right? Okay, maybe just me, but there's a few others out there that want to be right also. And so they create the evidence that says, I'm not responsible for the life that I'm living. And so we move into fear. When I began this talk, it was out of the 365 days for richer living. How many have been reading along with me? Good. We started this out at the beginning of January. 365 days for richer living. I don't know if we have any copies left in the bookstore, but it was written by our founder, Ernest Holmes, and by Raymond Charles Barker. And every day there's an affirmation in there. Does anybody remember what January 1st was? I didn't either. I had to go back and look at it, but I just wanted to see if anybody else was on the same page. So January 1st, it said that I accept my good. There is nothing that keeps me from my good. Good is ever present right here and right now. What a way to start the year off. And then they kind of built it up. They kind of brought you along. They kind of gave you some information to move you into a level of consciousness to where you could somehow address the issues that were going to come up. And then today's reading, it was about fear. So it took us like 3/4 of the year to get to this point to address the idea of fear. I was thinking about this. I was like, what would have happened if I'd have showed up on January 1st and said, fear is what we're going to talk about? You'd have thought the whole year was going to go down whatever. So we kind of moved into it. We kind of like set the stage. We kind of like urged you along to tell you that good is always here, and you're going to have to do some work. Because it doesn't just lay out in front of you in a way that says, I just walk along and everything turns to gold and rose petals fall at my feet